All right, well, once again, thank you so much for your time.
Good eye, Melbourne.
You and Nick, who played Norbert in the Angry Beavers,
yes,
had such an awesome chemistry. Did you record separately or together?
No, we recorded together. In fact, we were one of the first shows that you were actually allowed to overlap. Usually you're isolated for your dialogue, but we actually got to overlap each other because the creator, Mitch Schauer, wanted it to feel like real brothers. Yeah, so Norbert and I, or Nick and I, improvised quite a bit together.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you hang out much after the show?
We were quite friendly, Norbert. I keep wanting to call him Norbert, but Nick and I were close. We see each other every now and then. We still talk on the phone.
Have you worked together since?
Yeah, we did Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I did a couple of guest spots on that, and he was sailing the cat on Sabrina the Teenage West for a while. Teenage Witch. Yes. I said Teenage West.
Yeah, I knew.
Because I just saw Billy West walk by.
Yes, clicks into your mind.
Yes.
My other question is, did you go down to San Francisco for the Double Fine Studios for Psychonauts, or did you record that remotely?
No, actually Tim Schafer came to LA to record that. However, I was in San Francisco doing something called San Francisco Sketch Fest with Fred Willard, the actor, and I went to Double Fine then, and I saw the studio and everywhere they were working. It was a lot of fun. Tim's a great guy.
Yeah, that's what's going to be my next question. Yeah. All about Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer's a great guy. He came over to our house whenever he's in town. He has dinner at our house one night.
Yeah?
Yeah, with my family, and he's a family guy.
So, did you play the game?
I did play the game, yes. I got all my badges.
Ah, yes.
Badges? Who needs no stinking badges? But it got a little difficult towards the end of the game for me. My son could figure it out. I wasn't very good at it.
So you haven't beaten it?
I've never beaten it. My son has.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
People always think I know, like, the secrets and the cheat codes and everything. Not me, man.
Nice. Oh, sorry, I've actually got to refer to my notes, so I've gone blank. Yes, for your own kids, are cartoons a strong influence on them?
You know, my kids love cartoons. When I was a kid, there was only a few. There were Saturday morning cartoons and Speed Racer, which I loved, which was on our PBS, our public broadcasting system. But now there's cartoons all over cable and satellite and the internet, so cartoons are in our house constantly. My kids are big fans of Pokemon. They're big fans of Pokemon and some of my shows.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, what do you think about the shows that I know the shows that I grew up with were awesome. The shows that you grew up with were awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that the shows that your kids are growing up with are of a similar quality? They're going to be the classics like, Angry Beavers still is?
It's hard to create classics anymore because they're so readily accessible. You can have them on DVD and you can play them on the computer, so you can watch them all the time. I think what makes things classic is that you would watch them once or twice and then they'd be off the air and you would remember that thing and you would hope that it comes on again. I hope it comes on TV again, like The Wizard of Oz or something. And then when it would come on again, you'd be, yes, it brings back all these memories. But when you can pop it in the DVD player over and over again, it's harder to create classic shows. But I think there are a lot of great classic shows that we'll see will stand the test of time.
Nice. So by that definition, Angry Beavers would be classic because it's not out on DVD.
Angry Beavers will be classic. Yes, it is classic. I think Angry Beavers was ahead of its time.
Definitely was.
I think it was definitely ahead of its time.
Sorry, I'm trying not to refer to notes, but...
That's all right. Refer to notes.
I have to admit, I'm a bit awestruck.
Oh, please.
All right, what's the difference between, because I looked up on your IMDb page, and what's the difference between working on a stage show like you did at Oliver?
Oliver, yes.
And working in a recording studio?
Well, the difference between the stage show is that, you're seeing the whole actor. You're seeing their body, their movements. I'm a big fan of musical theater, so, you're constantly thinking you want to hit all your dance steps while singing and not running out of breath. In a studio, if you run out of breath during a monologue, like a Billy monologue or something, you can stop tape and then start over. But live theater is my favorite thing in the world to do.
So are you still doing...
I love voiceover recording too, but live theater is my favorite.
Are you still doing live theater?
Yes, I did a production of a Gershwin musical back in LA that hadn't been performed in over 85 years.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I memorized these questions and now they've just gone all out of my head.
That's all right, you can edit.
Yes, we can. Wasn't even expecting to get this. I thought you were going to say, no, I'm going to go home and sleep.
No.
Oh, here's a question I have.
Yes.
The whole time, because I've spent a lot of time waiting by the counter just trying to get people for interviews,
Yes.
and you just seem to always be on and always in character and think,
Well-
are you normally like this, or is this just convention energy?
I think most people will tell you I'm always kind of up and energetic. People wait a long time in line to meet you after a
Yeah.
long time, and you don't want to disappoint them.
Yes.
So, and I'm happy to meet the fans. So I think it just energizes you. And I drink a lot of coffee.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You grew up in LA, yes?
Yes.
Growing up in LA, how did you get such a unique voice, do you know?
I was born with it. I don't think it matters if I was born in Australia or in LA. I think I'd have this voice because that's just what was dealt me.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you ever record your voice on tape, play it back, and go, I should be a voice actor? Because it just
No.
is a brilliant voice, I gotta say.
Thank you. No, I didn't start out to even be a voice actor. It was never like my childhood dream to do cartoons and stuff. It was to be an on-camera actor, and I did a lot of on-camera acting when I was a child and through my teen years and my young adult years. I did a bunch of teen films in the 80s, like Summer School with Mark Harmon and Kirstie Alley. I don't know if that was out here. But I did a lot of teen films in the 1980s. And then I discovered voiceover, and since then, my life has just become all voiceover. Yeah, I still do some on-camera stuff. I did a film in the late 90s called Galgameth, so that was on camera.
Nice. Also, what can you tell me about how you worked with Jonan Vasquez? Because from what I've heard, Jonan Vasquez.
Jonan is one of the greatest people I've ever met. He's brilliant. He with the mind that is so, he thinks so magically, and his imagination is probably one of the greatest imaginations I've ever been a part of. Great guy, and he's a good friend of mine. Yeah.
So you still hang out?
We talk to each other quite a bit. We haven't seen each other in a little while, but we keep up with each other.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just ask you one more question, I'll let you go.
All right.
This is professionalism right here.
Yes.
Okay, just another question.
Yes.
What about video game recordings? Are you much into that? And playing games as well?
I like video game recordings, and I like playing the games. I love Ratchet and Clank. That's my favorite game.
And you'll be in that, yes?
I'm in the new one that's coming out. I also played Destroy All Humans, and I'm in Destroy All Humans. I enjoy recording cartoon programs more because we actually get to play with one another, whereas in video games, you do passes of lines, 3 different takes on each line. So it's like, get him, get him, get him. And so it's not as... And it's actually a lot harder on the voice a lot of the times, I find.
Even harder than the screeching in Invader Zim?
I know, that was pretty rough. But, I've always recovered and bounced back, so God willing.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'll let you go and
Great.
do
Thank you,
whatever and
everybody.
rest. Yes,
bet.
thank you so much. You're very awesome.
Thank you very much.
And just a pleasure to actually
Pleasure
talk to you.
to meet you. Thank you for the interview. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the fun.